So Colin, I'll write this down, but if you're editing this, put this at the beginning of the episode before anything happens, so everybody hears it. And then the rest of you guys, we're going to be entertaining for how we're going to promote our live show on December 16th at 7 p.m. Pacific.
Specifically
at 7 p.m. specific.
Correct. Okay.
Thor, Mike, get your hours of sleep in now because you're going to be up at 10 p.m. with that baby.
That's right. End of the year live show like we've been doing for
16
God
years
knows
now?
how long, 16 years. We do a live show on YouTube. It's going to be December 16th at 7 p.m. on our YouTube channel. So if you don't want to miss out, do two things. One, subscribe to the podcast on YouTube because we're almost at 1,000. It'd be really great if we hit that before the end of the year.
That's all we want for Christmas.
60 people. 60 people. There's certainly 60 people who listen and need to do that. Second thing, open up your calendar. Put it in there so you get a notification that way also, so you know. And it's a great time. You could be live in the chat and you get to be like, to all three of us, and we'll be like, totally, bro. And it'll be a super fun time. So please be there. Blake, when is it again? The live show to send everybody
and
home?
We're going to auction off a 10-minute segment for anybody in our fans starting off at $400. You can come on the podcast for 10 minutes. No, it's going to be, what day is it? I think it's going to be what's yesterday plus 14. That's Tuesday, the 16th at 7 p.m. Pacific. So if you're at an armory, too bad. Is that wrong too?
No, you're just doing great.
Okay. Usually when you laugh, I'm not doing great. So if
That's
you're on
not
the East,
true.
If
We're
you're on
friends.
the East Coast time, get your sleep in now, Thor Mike. You're going to be up that night a long time.
Great. End segment. Hello, Attactioneers. Welcome to the Attack Action Podcast. I'm your host, Taylor Morrow, Watermelon Man.
And I'm your host, Blake Meyer, and there's a haunting at my local theater.
And I'm Zayne Johnson, and my internet is working totally normally.
Yeah, so anyway, we're just recording this podcast. We're going for it. Zayne on our end is in a weird grainy sepia photo and is just having a great delay. So if you don't hear from him, or if you hear laughing 5 minutes after Blake says the funniest thing, you probably won't hear him because Blake will still be talking even after he said that funny thing. So anyway, Zayne will be here, but kind of not here. Anyway, Zayne, what's going on? Pause for a dramatic effect.
I totally heard all of those words, yes.
Great. Tell us about your life, though. You talk for as long as you possibly can.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, Thanksgiving was pretty good. Spent some time up in Lake Arrowhead at a cabin, my wife's family's cabin up there. It's a great time. We did our Thanksgiving dinner up there, so we had a lot of people in a very small space, but it was, a good time to see the nephews and cousins and everybody. But yeah, back to work this week. I don't know. Played my first Sage Armory in person. Played some Enigma. Had a great time. And yeah, that's basically all that's different from last time. How about you guys?
Well, I went to the local theater where there was a stage play called Paranormal Activity, which if you remember back to 2008/9, that's when that movie came out and blew my mind. It's one of my favorite one of my favorite movies of all time, if I'm being honest, of like where it fit in my life, what the theater experience meant to me, what it meant talking. Anytime I talk about that movie, I still get chills because of how scary it actually was to me. It's the first time the horror movie also scares you during the day, so even if it's not dark outside, you can still get scared. So scary, right? Possession. Oh my gosh, my future girlfriend could be possessed and ruin my life. I don't know I'm gay yet. And it was like all of this, but on the stage of
Oh, that's the difference.
it's a play, not a movie.
Oh, right,
And
right.
it was a two-story structure that was on the stage, and we watched it. There was a couple of illusions, because that's what we were calling them when they're happening in front of you. And it was very interesting to see how they would be like, here's how we can adapt a horror movie that maybe uses edits and jump scares to get you going. And now, how can we do that in a theater setting? And it was very interesting to have the 70-year-old women sitting around me and go, this was a movie? What is this going to be? And you're like, oh, buckle up, girlies. And there was just some very cool stuff that they did of like, I can't imagine doing this creatively of like what this would do. But like, as an audience member, you're like, I am in this. I love theater, but I've only been to theater like 5 or 6 times in my life. So it does take something special for me to get into a theater, because I'm used to going to a theater, and this is a theater or whatever, or an RE, however you pronounce that.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting. I recommend it. I think it's going up the coast and will be in San Francisco next. So it's just paranormal activity. And I think it's something where if that audience is dying out, because the average age of people there is probably 55, it does make sense to how can we get the theater for the next generation, and maybe it is horror movies, and how can you do a horror movie in one, like have a couple different locations. In the house it's very much the lower level and the upper level, like you can do this, but we were trying to brainstorm afterwards, and it's like I would watch The Exorcist like this, and it would probably blow my mind. And if they did some Exorcist split pea soup and the bed's moving or whatever, it'd be crazy. So I guess that was a very thrilling experience for me to go to on Sunday. And so I did that, and I got a haircut, and look at me.
You're a changed man.
Yeah.
Great job. That sounds
Yeah.
awesome, actually. I definitely feel that like every time I go to see a play, when I go to the theater, I'm always like, fuck me, plays are awesome. You know, I need to go to more of these. And then I kind of don't. But
It's a barrier of entry thing of a movie is 7 times cheaper. So I'd probably go to 7 more movies than I would one-time plays. But it was a Christmas gift, so thanks, shout outs to my friend who doesn't listen to this at all. But it was this is how I get to the plays.
cool. I love that. I'm inspired. I'll go to a play. There's an interactive Dungeons and Dragons play that's happening 2 weekends coming up. And I've thought about
Isn't that just called
going to
improv
that.
class?
Ah,
I tried to weave
Internet
a
was
joke
good
in. It's
enough.
probably way too late.
no, it was perfect. Weaved it in right at the right time, even though your internet's bad. From downtown, Zayne with a zinger. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna be like, so we'll find out. Let's see what's new with me. Well, okay, so I'm wearing this great flannel. This is a new flannel, and
Orange
it
and
doesn't.
green.
It's kind of a pinky, like that's why I said watermelon, man, because I feels like it's watermelon colored. You can't tell in this lighting, but just trust me. So that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, my car just is done for, and now I have a new car. So I've joined Zayne on the new car journey. So RIP to my Honda Fit. It's a great car. Had it for 10 years. Had over 230,000 miles on it. Drove that thing to Canada. It's kind of bittersweet. It was the last maybe vestige of memory thing I kind of shared in my past relationship. So, but it did its thing. We had its time, and now I'm a proud owner of a Honda hatchback Civic hybrid, which I'm pretty stoked on. Wasn't so stoked the last 2 days, but then today's day 3, and I was like, all right, now this is my car. And that thing freaking gets such good gas mileage. I was like, holy crap. I've been driving to and fro work and had extra driving today because I had to go to a SARB meeting. Shout out to all the teachers who know what that is. And then I got home and the gas gauge indicator has not moved. And I'm like, this is a freaking Christmas miracle. It must be broken. But nope. Just crushing on the gas mileage. The fun part about this whole car situation is this weekend when this is coming out is a Gigaba, Golden Gate Battleground in Santa Rosa. So it's very close. And I just texted Levi and Patrick that I would drive. And I didn't let them know I have a new car or anything like that. And Patrick certainly is not going to listen to this episode by the time it comes out. So he's going to be excited. So they think we're driving my old piece of shit car. Boy, the things that were wrong with it were vast. And I didn't tell the dealer, and they still gave me $500 for it. And I was like, suckers. The oil pressure light came on the way here.
$500 for a car? That's a steal.
Yeah, well, they got to flip it or whatever. I was hoping for 1,000. Anyway, and I just haven't told them, which I don't know why. I just thought it would be a fun little surprise for our little road trip coming up. And at Armory, they were like, oh, yeah, thank you for driving. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And so they're going to show up and they're going to be excited.
I hope the car gets there. I hope it makes it.
Yeah, I should have thrown that in. Like, yeah, it's pretty dicey. I mean, we might not make it, but, I feel like I need to drive this one, But anyway, sometimes yeah. All right. So that'll be a fun surprise that everyone will have to wait 2 weeks for to find out how excited they were. Or you will be in the Discord because you value our podcast so much and think it is a great thing to add into your life. We've been getting a lot of new members, which I really appreciate. Super fun. Love everybody who's in here. Indoor, obviously doing a lot of heavy lifting. No one is surpassing Simon yet, so we're waiting for that to happen. Enrique, we thought it was going to be you, but it really hasn't been. You need to step it up. Who's the new guy? Keeks? Is that our new guy? He's getting in there. He's mixing it up. Yeah. Octothropolis.
Bronco?
Also great. Who was that? Can't remember.
Broncoin?
Oh, yeah. Broncoin. Choice. Has choice comments to make. Why can't I remember who this person is? They have a long name. I always think just like, oh, yeah, Dr. Octopus, but that's like certainly not it. Octothoroptopus. Great job. There's got to be some backstory. Can't wait to hear about what that actually means in the Discord. Anyway, if you want me to say your name weird on the podcast and that brings you joy, join the Discord. It's $4 a month. Think of it this way. Okay? Blake, let me ask you a question, actually. In 1 hour, how many beers are you drinking at the bar?
In 1 hour, you drink...
Oh, okay, wait. 2 hours, how many beers are you drinking? No, yeah. 1 hour.
2 to 3.
2 to 3. How much money would you tip for each beer?
If it's bottles or whatchamacallit, it's $1 a beer.
Okay, great. So then, in theory, if we're giving you 2 hours of podcast twice a month, that's four hours. we're only asking for you to tip us $1 per hour of podcasting, which is the same as if you were at the bar tipping your bartender $1 a beer, right? So we're asking for $2 per podcast, which is probably what you're spending per hour at the bar on your beers. So,
but their latency at the bar, it's a little different.
Blake, you're supposed to be on our side here.
My bad.
Yeah. Anyway, join the Discord. Get on the Patreon. We'd love to have you. And thank you so much for those who have been doing it. It means so much. I love telling my girlfriend, oh, we got another one. And she's like, oh my gosh, you're so famous. And I'm like, thanks.
It was me the whole time.
Yeah. And then we go mwah, like that, which is maybe a little R-rated. Sorry.
Speaking of R-rated, who's ready for Movie Corner with Blake Meyer?
Start your timers. Here we go.
This week's Movie Corner is Ryan Johnson's Glass Onion. Just kidding. It's called Knives Out, Dead Man, Wake Up. And it's in theaters this 10-day period before it's on Netflix. Would I recommend you watch it in theaters, or would I recommend you wait for it in Netflix? It's very interesting. It's the longest Knives Out movie yet. It has a couple things where you're like, I don't know if I would do that. It's religion based. The main character is a priest. The other main character is a Monsignor, which means priest that is better than you. It's interesting. Who do we have in this cast? Because I didn't know this. It's the guy from Challengers, for all the Challenger fans out there. It's Benoit Blanc, who you know as Daniel Craig. Glenn Close is in this. What happened?
There's famously one guy in Challengers.
Yeah, it's the guy who looks like Alfredo Linguini from Challengers, not the blonde one. Kerry Washington's in this. Kaylee Spaney, for the people that know her from the last year. I'd be surprised if you could pull that person out of your mind. Then there's the priest from Fleabag, Andrew something. He's a great actor. Then Hawkeye's in this, so that's another one. And then it's Thanos too. So a lot of people coming into this to be like, he's too famous to not be important, or is he? And like,
also shout out to Kaylee Spaney in Civil War. Great film. Watched it this year. Amazing. She was excellent in it.
Did she pop in your head based on just saying the word, or you had to look her up?
Absolutely. And she's in Alien Romulus, a film I did not see. But
you got to get your ROM on. Okay, I would say, is it better than Knives Out? No. It's better than Glass Onion. Yes. So second best Knives Out movie, a Knives Out mystery. I think the only thing that I was a little bit is Benoit Blanc takes a while to enter this one. It is a very much a, let's talk about the mystery for probably 45 minutes to an hour. And now Benoit Blanc shows up and you're like, damn, that is a long time to not have the main character I was excited about watching. And I think it's interesting. Benoit Blanc, too, like these come out every 3 years. So 6 years ago, Benoit Blanc was more of a, like, he's got a beard now. He looks older. Like, they're not hiding that. And they're not making him look like this was like whatever. This is like 6 years of real time has happened. And Benoit Blanc is older. Has he lost a step? That's not actually where they go with that. But it's more of like, oh, interesting. One of these characters is an author too. So there's like, is it the books that he's writing that they lay out the plans? Like, what is going on? It's a cool 7.8 on the Blake Meyer scale. I think you'll like it. If you like the first two movies, I recommend you going and seeing this in person. But if you are not a fan of this, just watch it on Netflix and chunk it up because it is a long 2 hours and 20 minutes.
2 hours 20. Okay, great. Thank you. That's been Movie Corner with Blake. Thank you very much, Blake. Appreciate that. Great. I don't know how to segue out of that. I wrote an article for the Wraith Times about Arachne Huntsman. Go read that.
What was your favorite paragraph you wrote? And can you say the excerpt of us so we can get a taste of it?
In that article, it's very much a, hey, have you been Arachne curious and haven't been playing it for 100 years like me? Go check this out because it will kind of jumpstart you on what needs to happen. Some of the homies from the Arachne Discord regions were like, this is kind of like very surface level. Was that on purpose? And I was like, yeah, it was.
Bro, I'm trying to sell subscriptions to the Wraith Times, dude.
Yeah, there's more people who are Arachne curious than the 4 of us who are married to Arachne, okay? So, anyway, there you go. There's that. Go read it. Leave a comment. Or just tell me that you really liked it. Or that you were like, could have been better. That's fine too. So anyway, there you go. My favorite part was the last line of the article. I hope that got you psyched if you read it and you know what I'm talking about.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I don't want to spoil it. I want them to go read it.
Okay. How do you spell Wraith Times for everybody at home, just in case?
Rathe. Times.
Wait, is Wraith an anagram? Oh, it's so big. It says Huntsman is real and they can hurt you.
Yep.
It takes 7 minutes and 23 seconds to read this article.
You could read my bio. You want to read my bio? There you go. You could do that if you want.
Taylor is the co-host of the longest-running Fab podcast, the Attack Action Podcast. A flesh and blood player since Arcane Rising, Taylor is a fallen Runeblade player turning into an assassin sicko. Taylor is a dog lover, enjoys exercise, and his favorite co-host is Blake Meyer. Fucking weird. I would have guessed differently on that, but okay.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Not everybody invites me to their birthday.
True.
And also, you and Colin are the only people who have journeyed north. North. You guys have gone north. That's how far it is. It's north.
Yeah, right. I'm getting north.
What should we talk about now? We got some stuff on the docket. You want to talk about Compendium, our hopes and dreams for commons and rares?
Yes.
Okay, Zayne, you start. We'll wait.
This is a Blake intro, if I've ever heard one.
Okay. I'll go then. I'll freaking go. So what do we mean by Compendium and what it means to us or whatever? So Compendium is our first supplemental set, and I think we teased it a little bit 2 weeks ago. We're like, if there's not a log, I'm going to kill myself. If there's not a Lyeth weapon, we're going to be mad. What Olympia needs something to do with the weapon that has a wager on it. Those are all stuff that I think we could say all kinds of stuff. Majestics are kind of like not hard to guess what they'd be for some classes, but Majestics have more creativity. I feel like supplemental sets have had rares and commons. Sometimes I think it's as much as 3 commons, 1 rare, where they're red, blue, yellow cycles. And then it is red, yellow, blue. Let me say the right color order. It is kind of like I could put 3 to 6 to sometimes even 9 copies of like Blade Runner was from a supplemental set. And that's something where 9 copies of Blade Runner are going to go into my Kasai Sellsword deck when she had a different name as a Blitz deck. And that's something where I think, what could you think about for Compendium that could be, I do want 3 to 6 copies of a floor card. And I think we do have an example of the Shadow Project or whatever they called them for Teklovasin. These aren't powerful cards, but boy, do they raise the floor a couple times of this. This could be a 0 for 5 on a blue. And this could be a tutor to grab whatever Evo I needed. So I think there's some stuff where we've seen in the past, Dust Till Dawn. There's a couple really good Bolton cards. Beaming Bravado, Light the Way. Those were clear floor raisers of if I put a bunch of yellows in my deck, I can play Bolton more consistent than ever. So what heroes are we expecting maybe to have some consistency pieces, or maybe even what classes?
I'm hoping we get some Ranger cards that give Ranger an identity, which Ranger has famously eaten well in supplemental sets where they can put more powerful arrows that don't impact the limited format as much. So like supplemental sets have given us Sleep Dart, Fatigue Shot, Drill Shot, a lot of the like staple, I'll call them generic arrows, like not talented or anything arrows. So I would really love to see some power buffs for Ranger, who's kind of lost its way as a class a little bit, in my opinion. And then I hope we get to see a little more power in Guardian. I know we're coming off the Mastery Pack, which maybe didn't have as much impact as we hoped, but it's a class that could gain some power from its commons and rares that have kind of been relegated to blue 3-block duty for a long time. And some creative cards could really like breathe new life into the class as a whole.
Because we are playing some of those cards for 5 years at this point of like, can we get a better disable? Can we get a disable with better numbers or whatever? Like, I think we're almost into the part of the game where we could have clear, what do they call them? Like clear upgrade grades where there's no reason for you to ever play Crush Confidence again. And maybe hide it behind like, if you crush your opponent, tap your own hero or something like that. Of like, I think tapping is an element that is clearly here, and there's some heroes that can untap themselves or not tap themselves with pirate stuff. I think that could be a new mechanic where we can give some more powerful cards to you, but you can't. You don't untap at the end of turn or something, or you can't use this twice, 2 times back to back. We saw that with the Gold Kiss Rum. If you're not a pirate, you can't untap yourself. I have seen that power be like, oh, if I had multiple Gold Kiss Rum, I would be running over people with Rhinar, but I'm not be able to untap here. And I think that is something that I think allows for more powerful strategies, but doesn't have you run someone over. I'm saying the same words again, but I do like how it limits, you can't blow up on your opponent. Like I would love for, after Syndra plays Wrath of Retribution, she only draws 3 cards next turn or some bullshit. Like have a card that is supremely powerful. For Wrath of Retribution, there's only one in the whole deck. That's the drawback there. I think we've seen a little bit of this drawback stuff too with like 10 foot tall and bulletproof of only draw 2 cards. But I think in Compendium, there's going to be a lot of cards that will tap your hero somehow to unlock more power. That way you can't play them back to back.
I'm going to push. I like what everybody said. I'm going to push back a little bit on that. Maybe Guardian needs some stuff. I think Guardian actually has a lot of tools right now. I think there are some choice cards in the pool, even from Mastery Pack Guardian, that are really good. Like Fault Line is really good. It's a 3 for 8. If you have one card in your arsenal, this gets +1, which is not hard to accomplish really. Boulder Drops are rare. That's obviously super good. That was from the whatever it's called.
I guess my comment with Guardian.
Yeah.
My comment with Guardian though was more like creativity in the blue slot. Like,
yeah,
we've seen blue matters decks since Guardian was at its peak, right? With Enigma and even Gravy and a few other decks where blue was really the like what you were trying to do. Icelander, of course. And they were able to be so flexible and creative with their blues where like we're seeing Guardian decks where like, I mean, not all Guardian decks. Obviously, Jarl has good good blues. But like Bravo blues, which, you know, who would play Bravo right now, but like it's just a pile of 36 poppers and rows.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not interesting. Like, give them something they can do. Like, that's part of what makes Enigma fun, is like your blues can be powerful when you need them to be, or they're blues, you know. And Guardian just has all, like, their blues are just twofold. It's they block 3 or they pitch for hammer.
Yeah.
You know,
that's totally fair.
I just want to see more there.
Yeah. There are some interesting cards, I think, from Mastery Pack Guardian, but they are very specific to Valda, you know, like draw crowd. They each hero draws a card, and then beginning of the phase, destroy it, get +3. You know, promising terrain is a non-attack. If you would create one size or more seismic surge, instead create that many +1, etc. You know, at the beginning of your action phase, destroy this. If you control 3 or more seismic surges, draw a card and gain a life. You know, so there's some like interesting stuff there, but it's only for one of them. You know what I mean? Tectonic instability. Each hero puts a card from their arsenal on the bottom of the deck. If they do draw a card, create seismic surge equal to the number of cards drawn this way, right? So 0 cost, 3 block brew. Like, pretty cool, I think, but only for Valda. But are, like you said, are those we putting those in instead of Macho Grandes and whatever the other one is that has heave Thunderquakes? I don't know. Probably not. You know? Especially since the class like wants to block so much. So I agree. And I wanted to point those things out. I think you guys make good points. I would just for me it's I want to see what generics they have that can kind of fill different roles, you know, not just like the class cards, but like what weird little card is in there that's really good for Silver Age. You know what I mean? That's generic that we haven't, that like it comes out and you're like, oh, sick. That super applicable. But I don't want it to be like how the Blade Beckoner equipment is like kind of the best thing we have to fill in those gaps. I don't want it to be then that like every deck is then running it. I just, you know, they get a chance to have those things be in really super unique use cases. And I think that would be more interesting than having them be like if they were silver bullety rather than broadly applicable. That makes sense?
Yes, I do like that thought process.
Totally.
Because I think that's maybe on the horizon too of if we are ever going to rotate Sinks and Fates out of this game, I think the thought process was that would take forever because we don't do supplemental sets anymore. And we already see some elemental elemental D-reacts that all have the same text kind of if you pitched, or I think it's if you, and they're all 1 cost. So it's if you pitched a Lightning, Ice, or Earth card, get the Embodiment of Earth, get the Frostbite for your opponent, or get the, I don't know, Embodiment of Lightning maybe. So I think if all of these D-reacts show up, Sage already says no Sinks, no Fates. I think it is time for, there is going to be D-reacts. Don't worry, you guys. I know how mad you guys are about Pummel so far. Pummel seems like it is a oppressive tool. If we give everybody a D-react in Sage, that's a common or a rare, now it's a D-react format as well.
I would not like that. I like it that Sinks and Fate aren't in it, that Pummel is maybe a thing. I like the little constraints that are on the format right now, so it kind of requires you to think outside of the box, which makes the format much different than CC. I don't want it to just be cheap little CC. I want it to be actually different and require some deck building. Zayne, your thoughts on that idea?
Yeah, I do think that it's interesting that we're seeing the D-Reacts getting printed in this set, like right into a format that kind of doesn't really have any. But I mean, I guess like, there's Shunt, there's Staunch. It's not that they don't want D-Reacts, it's that they want the D-Reacts to have identity maybe, or like have limitations. I do think it's probably best if the 0-for-4s don't exist. I also don't know how I feel about Red Pummel working on RuneGate cards. I think that's pretty stupid. I don't want to just be a broken record on RuneGate, but I do think Chain RuneGate is like just going to be a disease on the game until they make that not work together, because it just, I said it in the Discord. So if you've read it there, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it because I haven't said it on the podcast, but Chain's hero text is like the most broken thing the game has ever made, because his card pool at the time was like bad. Like the most broken card he had was like Seeds of Agony. They had to ban it, but it's a card that does 1 damage. Like these were weak cards that created synergies. That was what made Chain interesting. And now it's like, oh no, his hero text is broken and he gets overrate broken RuneGate cards because he's allowed to play all the rune chant generators that are not designed for him. And it's like, it's clearly wrong. Like if you've played on, unbanned LL or completely unrestricted Sage, like with Dirge, it's just clearly not how the game is supposed to play. So until they solve that problem, which Pummel kind of plays into it, I don't love that. I mean, obviously the community can ban Chain. Maybe we will. But I think like Guardian should be able to have Pummel probably. So it's a complicated problem to solve. I guess we'll see as it evolves, but yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of different thoughts all mixed up.
You know what? A podcast is nothing but words. So way to use some of those words. I think, great points. I don't know. Okay, this is kind of a separate thought here. I don't really have more to say on that. I think that's good, articulated well. We'll see what happens. Is that in the old supplemental sets, they really were like, hey, we're going to try to give everybody something, right? And
very much so, if that's what they were for. I agree. Yes.
But that is not really what happens, right? Like maybe Everfest is the only one that kind of has that, but then they sneak in a new hero. And so that kind of like shifts the set a little bit. And then in Dynasty, there's a whole new hero and class that takes up a huge part of the card pool. And not every single, there's not really everything in there. And then Dusk Till Dawn is a supplemental set, but just for the Monarch heroes, basically. And there's a whole new hero in there, right? And there's some expansion stock cards, so everybody kind of like gets something. So this is maybe the first time they're really, and if it is what we're all thinking it is going to be, right, is that Compendium of Rathe literally will have a block of cards for every single class, and there won't be a new hero hiding in here, and that's why it's such like a big set. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I think that's a really, if they can do that, like, okay, here are the tight 8 cards that warriors get, and here are the tight 8 cards for assassins, and here are the wizard cards, etc. Like if they do that, I think that would be pretty sick. But they got to do, like, they have to be well designed. I feel like for this to be really good, there has to be 0 to no draft chaff, as it were. You know what I mean? No coasters.
Yeah. I mean, I think I hope that it mimics Everfest as much as it can as far as power. Everfest was famously very powerful.
Yeah.
Maybe too much, but it gave a lot of pieces, a lot of classes like glue pieces that they need. And obviously Everfest was early in the game's history, so some of those things were just getting fleshed out. But we got a lot of memorable and powerful cards from Everfest. maybe none more so than Starvo, which you can argue if he should have ever been printed. But I do think that we will likely get a hero in Compendium. Now, I don't know if that'll be a fully new hero or if it's going to be like a Blaze situation. If we see Blaze, I think I'd probably be excited about that. Because I would expect them not to go too crazy into like giving her a huge corner of the set. I don't want that. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
I think they thought Kano would be gone by now too.
Yeah, I mean he functionally is, right? Like he's not technically, but he will be soon. But I don't know. There's going to be chaff. There's always going to be chaff. Like Timidity Point was printed for whatever reason. Like
those
like that.
The
that
blessings
card is like
in Dynasty
hard to fathom. That. Yeah. So I think that there's some room for chaff. Obviously, we don't want to see too much, but maybe like interesting Sage only kind of cards that are clearly not CC. But that'll be interesting to see if we see like clearly Sage cards. Which I don't, maybe we don't know it immediately, but like in the course of a couple of weeks or months, we figure out that like, oh, this will never see CC play, but it's really powerful in this specific Silver Age deck.
Yeah, like what I think of as like a little gem is like Puff Chest, right? Or whatever that is. That's a Super Slam card. It's a 3-for-8 or it's a 3-for-7 chest buff.
Yeah.
3-for-8, but it's a 2-for-7 unless you pay one more, and then it's a 3-for-8. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but like that card I think is sick. That is a sick Silver Age card that can fit into decks, and it blocks 3, right? I just think that is a really well designed card in that rarity stuff for it to like do different things in a bunch of different decks. You know what I mean? And it fits into kind of cost curves as well. If you need if you're like, well, I need another 2-for-7 that blocks 3, that's my cost curve. Or I need another 3-for-8 that blocks 3, that's in my cost curve. You know what I mean? So those types of like weird little cards where they're like fudging with the numbers. That's what I want to see.
I think Blake, one thing that popped in my head, I'm looking for more stuff that breaks the rules that we're used to. I think we've gotten 6 years of rules. I just clicked the words attack reaction into February. Attack reactions are only in Warrior. They're only in Ninja, Assassin, and I think nobody else. We just saw attack reaction boots for Ranger, so maybe that's a little bit more of a teaser than we thought it would be. Yes, we play instants at reaction speed, so it feels like there's more classes that do that, like Rain Razors. But I think that's something that I would love to see explored of like, if I am ahead on my opponent, maybe I can do some pitch. I'll have more cards to pitch an outlet to attack react and make these arrows come in for more or something as a reaction. I think something like that of a Guardian attack reaction could be cool. Of, yes, this is a Guardian card, just in case we need Guardian synergy of if you pitched a Guardian card or if you discarded a Guardian card, it could also be a Guardian reaction instead of a Pummel or something. I have wondered what a Brute attack reaction would look like for a while, of what could be strong enough to put in my deck that I would dilute it with no extra 6s. I think there's something where that's not going to happen unless it's been in the pipeline for a couple years. I would never expect that to be maybe somewhat in a Super Slam set like that, but then we didn't see that. So maybe this is the time for us to be as creative as possible, of maybe some defensive type decks, get some more aggressive options so you can build an aggro guardian beyond belief of I don't even have to put these blue attacks that don't really do much because I can fill in the gaps with blue attack reactions that are guardian based would be very cool. I think that would be also like, what does a illusionist reaction look like? Okay, they're at instant speed for Prism, but what could that look like of maybe they have a thought process of if you're blocking with the card that has more than 6 block value, it pops this attack reaction or something where there could be some overpowered attack reaction that gets owned by what is it called? The defense reaction from Guardian or whatever, and like I'm gonna say it in a second, but unmovable even is the generic one. But I think I'm ready for rules to be broken where I am just so surprised. I think the precedent for that is also a Guardian card where the 0 cost Guardian cards that have Tower 13 on them, where you're like, this doesn't make any sense. What does this card mean? Oh, it's very much you need to play them with auras, play the auras 2 turns in advance, get them ready. I would love to see some thought process for that of like, I don't know, maybe a ninja that doesn't attack 4 times in one turn, they can bide their time, play some auras, jump out from the shadows, and now they have a combo like turn. We saw maybe something like that with the dagger stances. Nobody played a dagger stance at all. I don't even know if they were doing that in drafting. It didn't really seem like they were strong enough because it seemed like you had to set them up and hope that your opponent didn't blow up your hand afterwards. And so I think it is kind of like we're 6 years in. Do we need to hamstring our new creative cards, or can we just, if we do have something like a stance, print it powerful from the get-go instead of saying we had a great idea, we thought the breadcrumbs were there, but once again, everyone was just going to play Conquerors of the High Seas into Chum, into this thing, because that's such a stronger strategy that nobody wanted to try these new cards out until October 2027. Because the other option like that, the Blessings from Dynasty.
Yeah, that was the thing they tried. Yeah.
Every class had a blessing. It is a card that doesn't have go again on it to set up your next turn. Each of them were about 3 value for 1 cost. I think the only one that maybe saw play was Runeblade because it was make a couple rune chants and do something. And every other one, like Blessing of Ingenuity to go grab hyperdrivers, you're like, that would be sick. It has never been played really. So I'm hoping the blessing of this set, whatever they do thematic wise, of pages of brutality. Maybe it's pages of rune chants or pages of mechanisms or whatever. And like the pages cards are strong because they have go again, and you're going to slot a red, yellow, or blue in your list no matter what, because you either want the effect or you want the pitch value on a card that blocks 3.
Fair, good, and just. All good thoughts. I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be cool. I still think it's weird. I'm gonna touch on this briefly. It's gonna be a kind of maybe challenging competitive season for Road to Nats if the upcoming Banned and Restricted doesn't really shake anything up. If we're just playing the same meta. I know we just had a calling that had some results, but I don't know if that's a evolution of people want to try different stuff because now Worlds is over, or this is reality, So anyway, I'm hoping for something to change. I heard on the idea I liked the best was, shout out to the Runaways for this particular idea, this particular one, which I think is Noah Bagelman's, which the Bagel Man, he's my favorite Runaway guy. He's got good takes.
Do you know the Bagel Man? How have they not done that yet?
And he's not insane. He said, I think it was him, unban Winter's Whale is the change. Get some ice back in the format. make some people deck build differently. Oh, Blake gives us a thumbs down right away. Zayne's eyebrows are frozen in an upward motion. We'll
I'm
see
going to
what he
block
has to
9,
say.
ruin your turn for 1 card.
I would play Jarl so fast.
So fast, right? So fast.
So this is intimidate, right? So what's going to happen here is you're not going to be able to do anything, bro. And you
That would
don't
be
have
sick.
ice react?
Dude, I would be stoked if the meta, they unban Winter's Whale and it shifts. Oldhim pushes out that stupid horse shit. And then Reinar comes in and is like, it's my time to shine now.
My
because
life
all
be
you wanna
like,
do is
ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
That would be sick. That would be
My
a
life
great
be like,
shakeup,
ooh, ooh.
right? Yeah. Great dancing. This is why you should
Yeah,
watch the
I mean-
podcast.
Winter's Will is so egregiously powerful, but in this context, I don't know. Yeah, I like the idea. I think Jarl would be very good immediately, but
Yeah. It would be sweet.
yeah, he might be too good. But yeah. It's a good
Why doesn't
idea.
he have his own special weapon from his art that's good?
He does.
He-
Let me look
Actually,
at
It's so close. It's so close.
It really
It's
is.
so close.
these. So
Why is it 6? It shouldn't be 6.
one thing I think we need to talk about for the fans watching right now. When you see Oldham's face right in the middle between Blake and Taylor, somebody click the button.
Oh, hold on.
He's clicking. He's killing someone on
Whoosh.
Teleshare. So Oldham's face is right there. Oldham is not legal in CC. So that I think is are we going to get a specialization Oldham card for Sage? Are we going to get just more elemental guardian cards that can go in both of those heroes? What goes through your head of seeing Oldham's mountain face on the mountain face?
Sorry, I was reading Summit again, and I was like, this weapon's pretty sick.
It's unforgiving.
Summit the Unforgiving. For those of you who don't know what we've been talking about, it's a one-handed polearm. Once per turn action, pay 6. When this hits a hero, create a frostbite token in their exposed head, chest, arms, or leg zone. And it has heavy. If this is the only card equipped in your weapon zones, it gets +2.
Wait. Could you run 2 summits?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that means it's the only weapon equipped in your zone because it's the same name, and you just go.
You pitch 12 every turn. Somehow have 2 action points and attack for 12.
Maybe that's what the new cards in Compendium do. We have some
Sick.
people's faces. Like, do you recognize everybody in this? Because we have
Yes.
Fang and Prism look easy. There's Polly. There's KO. There's a blue dragon bird over there. There's Findle in the top right.
That's the Balance of Justice girl on the left, right? Like
Yeah.
above Bolton,
Woman.
that's just Balance of Justice.
Balance
It's
Or
not
it's-
like a hero.
Or
Yeah.
it's the Warband of Bologna helmet girl.
No, it's Balance. It's Balance.
So who's the archer? Is that Azalea or someone else?
Azalea. Clearly
That's
Azalea.
Azalea so hard. Yeah, she looks great.
Then we got
Dang,
the
Azalea.
purple
KO.
dude in the top left.
Viscerai.
What is this tree?
I cropped the image. I didn't think we'd be looking so close.
Yeah, me neither. Bolton? I think that's
the
Bolton.
Tales of Aria tree.
Well, it also has Findal's Spring Tunic. That's upper right.
Right.
So it's not heroes, it's also equipment. I believe right here in the middle, there's like, this is maybe a arachne coated, these red diamonds slipping into this mist here. If you can see that right in the middle.
Oh,
above Prism,
Polycranka is
below.
right there.
True.
Yeah.
And then right behind Taylor's head is Gravy Bones.
Ugh,
You can't see it, but he's
it's
there.
the worst.
Wait,
I
where's
don't think
Gravy
I had
Bones?
noticed that Polycranka is literally right in the middle, right behind Taylor.
Yeah.
Can we go? If we go like this. Wait,
That's
no.
Taylor.
That's me.
Yeah, I don't know. I know.
Oh.
I was thinking. All right.
So if you're a podcast listener only, we just clicked a button 6 times, and it's the fastest Saints computer has worked. So we're just going to be happy.
Zayne's here.
It's true. It's working right now.
We don't
Okay.
see Dromai though.
Yeah, because
There's
she's
Meeps. Is that a Meep?
she's fucking AI art, bro. We don't
Oh,
fuck with that
wow.
shit. We don't fuck with that shit.
There is a dragon. There's a dragon on the left though. But
Is this the Millennium Tree?
wait, do you see the Meep? The Meep next to Volthaven?
yeah,
A little
yeah. The stained glass
raccoonish
meat.
creature.
I think
running
it's the
away?
mischievous one.
Yeah.
Is it channel the Millennium Tree there, or is that a different tree? Is that Corsham?
I think this is the Aria, the main Aria tree, like Corsham. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Volcor in the background.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
that Fang's dagger looks so weird.
What's
but
the-
good for him?
What's the building in the top right, like in the Fandal Spring Tunic hair?
Metrics.
That's the thing from the Glass Onion, I think. The new Glass Onion movie is now.
And the dragon is Chromai. I think it's Chromai on the right.
Should we just podcast like this since Zayne's freaking internet works in this configuration, but when it's all over the screen, it doesn't work? Is that the key?
It's the key art.
I guess what I'm trying to say is we're 6 years in. The only way I think Compendium could fail is like, here's head jabs with different keywords on them for ninjas. Here's a new keyword that we're never going to talk about for Guardians. Here's
Just do the same shit we've been doing is what you're saying?
yeah, like I do want something different. Like I don't know. I think in Crucible, no, it wasn't. It was Crucible or it was Everfest. I think it was Crucible. There was a card called Swing Fist Think Later, where it was a
Everfest.
1 for 4, and it was it has Go Again Naturally on it. You have to discard a 6 for Intimidate. It was like, okay, that's an interesting thought. We've seen some more like that of here's a 5 cost red or a 5 damage red.
Crucible. Fuck.
Yeah, I knew it was Crucible, but I didn't want to do it to you.
Can you say the flavor text on there too?
Grok.
Ooh, close. Nobody says that about my mama.
Oh, I did know that. I did know that.
Fuck.
I did know that.
Punching an int right in his face too. Rude.
I think the one thing I want to say about this group of people, we've got a lot of people focused on in the art have LL'd. A lot of people in the art are warriors that have gone nowhere. So is it like, don't worry, Compendium finally broke warrior. Like, this is the warrior set because we have Fang on here, we have Bolton on here, we have Balance of Justice is most warrior coded.
I just think they picked the heroes they thought were cool. You know, they always put fucking Prism on shit. They put Bolton on everything all of the time and haven't been hooking up our boy Bolton in quite a while. And the only reason Old Him's here is because he's got mountains for shoulders and those fit in nicely with the art. I'm going to say it's nothing other than that.
So should we say if Bolton doesn't get broken in this set, quit putting him in the key art if you're not going to give him good cards?
Yes. Also, Betsy, not featured. We better have Log in this freaking set or else I'm going to lose it. Already said that.
Did you already say what's the island floating in the bottom right?
The island, Volthaven.
Volthaven. That's where Lexi's from.
I'm
Your favorite, Blake.
I'm losing it. It's where Aurora's from. That's Blake's favorite.
That's where she was born with this.
That's what you should be saying now instead. I was born with this.
I honestly, the only way this art could be better is if there was. All right, see how big my hand is to my screen? Imagine Aurora is that big over all of that, and
You're
she's
right.
going.
Arachne
She's going like this.
Yeah,
Her peace sign is upside down
killing
because
everybody.
she's like, it's the second one of me, and she's winking, blinking.
All right. I've had enough of this compendium.
Blake, it's fun. Blake, it's funny that you love Aurora and hate Lexi because they're so coded similarly.
That is funny. Maybe I learned to just accept and.
Blake's just a sword guy, not a bow guy. That's it.
What I want to say again and some more, I want a supplementary set that gives new weapons, and Aurora's weapon was one of the best designed weapon in 4 years. So that's why I like that hero, is because it was very hard to play the weapon correctly, but when you did, boy did you, it sang. This is the coolest. I did play a lightning card. Oh crap, I haven't played a lightning. I played Snatch first because I got greedy. Now I can't swing it. That was stupid. Or just kidding, I did play a lightning card because I have all these instants, bitch. And like now it has go again. You thought it was for one and I was going to pass with 3 cards, but now it has 2 and you only blocked with your equipment because you're an idiot and thought I had no go again. But now I'm drawing a card and I'm going again. I'm gonna freaking, I was born for this.
Speaking of born for this, let's close the book on this Compendium of Rathe and move into year in review. Pitch it, play it, block with it. We're going to go over everything we can think of that happened in this year that was a change or a product, and we're going to either play it because it was awesome, block with it because that's what it's there for, is to just get it in the grave, or we're going to pitch it because it's could be useful later. Does that make sense? I'd say to the audience, I guess.
I'm getting what you're putting down.
Thank you. Okay. Should we start at the bottom or the top? You want to start with...
Let's start in January.
Let's start in January. Okay. This is not chronological. This is based on my whatever, autism brain. So it just came out that way. So I got releases on the top or player of the year on the bottom. What do you guys want to do? Booster sets or other stuff?
Boost me up, baby.
All right. I was hoping Zayne was going to say something, but he's apparently not. Okay. So releases this year.
There was just enough lag where I was not sure.
I know. I should just always say, I'm throwing it to Zayne, is what I will say from now on. Okay, releases. Junted. Are we pitching it, playing it, blocking with it? What do we want to do here? Blake, you don't start. I'm going to go to Zayne. And I said that in a weird way to throw Zayne off.
Oh, you know we're playing with Junted, baby.
That's right. Blake.
I think Junted is a play with because it is the set that had all 3 heroes be meta relevant somewhat throughout the year, and they're all strong in their own ways.
Totally. I think Junted is super good from all points. Freaking Arachne goes crazy hard. Really our last weapon themed set before we entered into the slow decline of the weaponless desert. We now
careful Taylor, this is a sore subject
that we are now in here. Yeah, great, super fun. I loved the limited. I know people have their their issues with it, but yeah, Junted, super awesome. We're
Daggers
playing it, baby.
daggers 3 ways, but it feels like all of them have daggers of I get rid of my daggers all the time. They don't have effects on them. Only my daggers have effects, and then my daggers are just vehicles for my attack reactions.
That's so true. Yeah, this is great. I think it was a cool idea. Also blows my mind that they were like, "Well, I didn't realize this was going to be such a freaking cool set that everybody loved. Wow, I thought everybody was going to love the next one more." And we were like, "What are you freaking stupid? This is
The only way
fucking
we would like the
crazy."
next one more if it had Pirate Necromancer in it. We know you're not doing that.
Cha-ching! That's the
Right.
sound of gold getting placed into the arcade. And when you place it in the arcade, it says you're pitching blues off the top of your deck because we're at the high seas. That's right. High seas. Pitch it, play it, block with it. Zayne.
Was that to me?
Yes.
That was.
Your audio cut out a lot.
Curses. Yeah.
High seas we're playing with. They tried with Ranger. We kind of got something interesting almost, but they gave us Necromancer, which is what we've wanted for so long, and I think they succeeded with Gravy. So we're playing with high seas.
I think I'm going to pitch it. I think Marlin is going to be good in February, but I don't give you props for that until it actually happens. I think Puffin, I've heard enough people talk about how Puffin felt very half-baked of why does her Majestics not say pirate on them? And that kind of sucks for her because she needs to be creating gold. I think that's another layer of we're going to pull a punch sometimes. And then for other heroes like Gravy, we don't really pull punches. And it's like, what is going through our head pull punch wise of maybe if Palantir said pirate on it, maybe if we know Jolly Roger does, there's one other one had pirate on it, Sea Skimmer, like all of those rares. Yes, we wouldn't be able to play them in the other mechanologist heroes, but other mechanologists haven't really loved the copper.
Pirate.
So I think Gravy is super well done. I think Marlin found its niche in LL for all the people that did spend the time doing that. That was probably really great. I think it is. Marlin has gone from a deck that just wastes my time and I beat anyway to like this is a deck that is a threat to aggro decks. So I'm going to pitch it and hope it gets better. It's going to be better the second cycle when down the road.
I'm also going to pitch it. I almost want to play it. Because there's a lot of really cool things. I love all the stuff they were kind of doing in limited. I think were really cool. The freaking Treasure Island macro, freaking awesome. Scurv, a freaking stowaway with a octopus companion, freaking awesome. Those things I think are really great. But then I don't understand what it means to be a pirate. It's like they kind of did, oh, okay, instead of everybody who loves daggers right now in this set, everybody's going to do gold. And not everybody does gold the same or the best way. And it just didn't feel like fully there in that way. It was like important, but then when we get to CC, it's kind of weird. So like I wouldn't say that like Marlin feels like also a pirate. They just feel like a ranger. And I would say Puffin just feels like a mechanologist, not a pirate mechanologist. You know what I mean? And so yeah, just all of their designs are kind of all over the place in my opinion.
Unfortunately, I missed. Did you say Gravy feels like a pirate or no?
I didn't really get there because I'm not really sure what Gravy is doing. I'm
Like-
low. I'm low on gravy. Low
Like
on gravy.
like the pirate cards don't feel pirate enough to you across the
Ye-
board.
yeah, kinda. You know what I mean? Like I just don't feel like I'm a freaking pirate. I just feel the game they just feel so mechanical, you know? Like I can feel the mechanics of the game of how they were designing cards rather than feeling the mechanics bring out the theme of the hero and the class and that sort of thing. You know what I mean? And for whatever, and that's an unpopular opinion, perhaps, by me, who is saying it. Jesus. What I'm trying to say is, I think maybe people aren't thinking as critically in that weird way as I am. That's what I'm saying. It's like this is the analogy, right? Is I'm not a summer comedy blockbuster kind of guy for the most part. There are a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, I love going to see whatever the next supposedly funny movie is. You know what I mean? And I'm like, those are usually bad because they're not that funny. They're just stupid. And people are like, I don't know. I'll be in there for 110 minutes and there will be some funny stuff and I'm happy to have popcorn and I was entertained. So that's like good enough for me. It's like that. But I don't feel that way. There you go.
Cool. I got you.
Thanks. And you know what I need now is to be freaking super slammed because I've been talking nonsense for too long. Zayne, pitch, play, block with super slam.
I'm going to pitch it because I think that there are a lot of good ideas in here, similar to how we were talking about High Seas and like where Marlin and Puffin sit. I think a couple of heroes are. I think the reviled side of the Isle is really well done. I think it lacks just a touch of power. I think they're both quite close. I think Revered is. I don't know if they were overly careful with it, and we're already seeing like power spikes or power bumps with the new boots that are coming out in Compendium that are going to add a lot of power to Revered. But I think that it's close, and for that, I don't want to like block with it and say I'm out on it. I think that the set has, influence and it will be remembered. I just hope that they finish these heroes in a similar way to High Seas, honestly.
Okay. Good
Okay.
points.
I think this is going to disappoint some people, including myself. But I haven't.
It's gonna what? It's going to what people?
Disappoint people, including myself.
Disappoint. Okay.
I think it's not I've beat around the bush. I think I've said most of this stuff. But when we're thinking of like, is it a rousing success? Is it a little bit off? Or did it feel like it fell flat? I'm sorry, but the non-draft part of this makes this a block for me. Of yes, I really like some of these cards. Yes, I really liked RKO and what he can do, and I was excited to. And then you look at the meta, and it's like, well, none of these are really splashing. There's two of them without any points still. There's not really the two that do have points aren't like hundreds. Like Syndra came right out of the bat, crushed some people. Gravy came right out of the bat, crushed some people. Aurora came right out of the bat, crushed some people. That's 3 sets in a row. The set before Aurora, all of those heroes are gone. So that's 4 sets in a row before Super Slam. Have somebody who comes out of the bat and just punches people in the mouth. Super Slam does not have a hero that was designed over the top or no power shackles. I'm a little bit always annoyed about the no weapons at all. And then I do think the no drafting at major things, I think that is more sinister than, oh my God, it just didn't quite work out. It feels sinister to me. It feels unfinished. Um, and then I do think whenever we didn't really do draft at all of those cards that are, if this hits a reviled hero, if this targets a guardian, if this gets after a revered hero, do something. None of that draft cards make sense, as there's super rares in this set that are only for draft, basically. I've started playing Challenge the Alpha in my Rhinar list to hit other brutes, but those cards don't make sense to me if we don't have a comprehensive draft season. And I do think 6 years from now, we're going to forget about Super Slam. We're not going to forget about a lot of sets around Super Slam. We're going to go, what set was in 2025 for the, like, I can't remember. It had to have been at Worlds, right? And then we'll be like, oh, that was the Living Legend Worlds. And then we'll be like, oh, Super Slam. I don't think the set, one final punch, I think block as well of reviled and revered. They're based around health. If you have more health, you're evil. If you have less health, you're an underdog and a hero. It's a little bit, I need a little bit more to make me go, like, with light heroes, they get bonuses when they pitch yellows. When draconic stuff, if they pitch a red, whenever their mystics pitch a blue. Like, I know there's not a fourth color to add into reviled, but there's maybe some other thing that would be cool to add to that I don't think got added. So unfortunately, I feel like Super Slam was mostly a disappointment. Yes, it's kind of cool that I have another swing big. Rampage and Stampede is kind of cool as a finisher. Thank you for those 2 red Majestics. But ultimately, I feel like the slot cards and reprints were the main thing we'll remember about Super Slam.
Fair. All good points from both of you. I'm going to also pitch it. Even though it's 2 sets in a row now with themes I'm not too psyched on, I do think that there are still some really good ideas in there. Like, I like all the auras for Guardian. I mean, Lyeth had kind of, I think, a breakout weekend at Valencia. Didn't top the event, but was on stream enough to where I was like posting in the Discord, like, is Lyeth like super sick? I love the dwarf 0 cost tower crush cards. Like, I think those are freaking sick. Yeah, I don't, I want to see how this goes. I think it needs some more time. But yeah. And then I really haven't, done anything in the draft area, and maybe that would have been fun. I'm not sure. I feel like it has potential. I kind of just agree with Zayne. Like, I think it's there. Could be good, but we have to wait. So I'm gonna pitch it, see if it works out, basically. But maybe in that second cycle, I'm just gonna freaking block with it and be like, not even thinking about it again. So there you go. Next up, Mastery Pack Guardian, Zayne.
Nah, this is a block, unfortunately. And they know it, right? Like, I don't think that this is even remotely contested from anyone. I think everyone knows it was a misstep. There was issues all around timing. What was this for? Is it an onboarding product? Is this for entrenched players, new players? It kind of tried to do everything and didn't ultimately succeed in many of its goals. It gave us Volda, which is cool, and some interesting cards came out of it, and some design that was interesting, like clashing on offense, and there was good ideas, but I think this is not controversial that this is a block.
Fair. Blake.
I was very excited for this product. I have bought one $50 box of it. I think this is something that this is the product I've been most disappointed with in my Flesh and Blood career, of like what this was sold to us 8 months beforehand. I think at the end of last year was like, you guys get your aggro decks out now because they're not going to be flying when Mastery Pack Guardian comes out. It's going to be a Guardian winter. Winter is coming. And everyone was like, holy shit, like, this is great. Then it got postponed. It was supposed to come out in April. I do think whenever you think about it, with when the decks are coming out, it would be before Gravy. Oh, that makes National Champions weird. It's like, you guys can see this coming years in advance. Like, just put the freaking Guardian Mastery Pack in. Like, don't give the Gravy players 4 months of practice before they get Guardian. Have them be bad against it, like, because they only have like 6 weeks of playtesting. I did not like that it didn't have holos in the packs for the first time ever. You only get 3 holos per box, which is insane. Like, why are we going away from no holos? And it's like, also, there's reprints. I get that there's new players that are going to try Guardian for the first time ever. And this is for new players to feel the raw strength of Seismic Surges and power through. And it's like, crack shuffle play. You can play as Valda into other Valdas. And then after you're done with that, play as Valda into Valda. But after that, you can use the hammer that she has. And then you can use the other hammer that she has, which is, there's actually only one hammer. And you're like, I don't understand why you would make it this boring to be an onboard product when you could have put some of those flattering showmen, not Yoji's dumbass, but like some other Guardian people. But like, it's just something where you're like, what are you guys not getting about making stuff interesting? Because I was super excited. Like, I think, and I'm not going to say the marketing was like predatory. I wouldn't want to say that. I think that would be a little bit too far where I could never come back from. But when they were like, this is Valda, this is Seismic Eruption, this is Valda's specialization, take him out behind the woodshed and punch him in the face, I was like, these cards are amazing. They didn't show us Leyline. So Leyline was the big save. And then the other legendaries were generics. I think. Let me make sure.
The shield.
Okay. So they showed us the shield early. So they showed us Seismic Eruption, the shield, go take him behind the woodshed and punch him in the face. And I was like, these are super cool, of like, Valda is going to be a RuneGate Guardian. I spent 5 or 6 weeks in prime time, Pisces time, playing Valda in the, like, I know these cards aren't out yet, and I say that we can have open play. And I was loving the deck. And then I was like, she's like one card away from being super strong. I'm sure with all these cards that are coming out, there'll be one. Red Boulder Drop was kind of a like, oh, that's probably going to happen. And then the set came out and it was just Peck Perfect doesn't make sense for this play. The other, like, it just felt like it was, here's 3 ideas for Guardian, and there's not enough support for any of these Guardians to make it out of this. And it is kind of like, Test of Iron Grip is so cool, but it doesn't fit in this one for this one. Like, it's just like siloed products, and it's hard to buy, and it's hard to open, and it's hard to enjoy as much. Oh, but it's maybe for Smash Palace. And I don't know. I think at this point, what I'm trying to say is I was super excited to build Valda, and then it was told to me, you have most of the cards because you're an enfranchised player, but it's going to cost you $350 to get the cards for Valda's CC deck because expensive legendary, and then these Majestics are expensive as well. And that was the initial sticker shock from the beginning, and I don't think a lot of people are opening that product to drive those prices down. So I never cared.
I'm going to have the
Block.
most Taylor take, I think, here.
Cool.
Because I got a lot of time to think about this between those two answers. And I'm going to say play it, Mastery Pack Guardian. I'm going to say it. Crack Shuffle play was fun as hell. Would do it right now. I love that Valda is like a hero that is playable. And I look forward to the idea of more mastery packs. So I'm going to say play it. I know it's not perfect.
Hey, that's not the question.
What's the question?
I feel like
That's not the question. Is do you look forward to more mastery packs?
Yeah. Like the other mastery pack sets?
No, I'm saying that's not what we're ranking.
do you think this product was firing on all cylinders? Play it. Do you think this product was kind of good, but maybe there'll be some stuff that makes sense later? Or, man, this product, I'm going to block with it because it sucks.
Yeah, we're going to play it for these two main reasons. One, Crack Shuffle play is hella good and I feel like is misunderstood a little bit. I love doing that. Would do it right now. Two, if you've never played Flesh and Blood and you were Guardian curious, this is probably a good product for you. That plus the Pleiades deck. Boom, you're ready to go. Three, I love that we got a new hero also in quotes there, Valda. I think those three things are what this set out to do, and it did it. Play it. Boom.
Yes, chef.
Okay, next thing that I just remembered. Smash Palace. Play, pitch, block. Zayne.
I got deck checked, and it's not in my deck actually because I've never played it.
I am abstaining from this because I have never played it.
This is a block with it as fast as I possibly can. Oh shit. I forgot I didn't switch this card out last minute. This is actively hurting me. Smash Palace is a block for me. Let us move on to Armory decks now. This will be really fun, I think. Here we go. Armory decks. Aurora. Zayne.
Are we doing each one individually?
Yes.
Yeah, why not? We could talk less about them because they're less of a big deal for sure. But yeah, let's blast through these.
I play for a very short amount of time and then it's gone.
I'm going to pitch this one because it led to us not being able to believe the LSS brass when it comes to like just admit you made a mistake instead of being like, oh, we forgot to tell you that card wasn't supposed to be like that and it's busted. You're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Block with it. Barely could use it. It's like a dead product now, and it had a pretty substantial mistake in it that they kept under wraps for way too long. Block. Max, the Hype Nitro Armory deck.
Block.
I'm going to say block. I have not seen somebody play Bankbreaker against me until literally 2 days ago. I ignored them completely and killed them with claws. And they hit me with Bankbreaker 6 times. Bankbreaker doesn't have any disruption on it, so what's the point?
I wish I could say something other than block because I think it would be sick if he had an even bigger wrench. That's not a gun, but block for Max. Next up, Gravy Bones, Shipwreck Looter.
I'm gonna block with it because it really just didn't give us very much that wasn't in the set.
Sawbones?
Sawbones is in the set.
Yeah, so this is the only place to get Sawbones besides the Marvel ones. And
Yeah, but you need
Anka.
the Marvel ones, so they're in the set.
Okay. All right. Block with the refrigerator. Go. Blank.
I'm going to go the opposite way because I think I got to be positive sometimes. I think this is a play because I like the idea of we're choosing one. Maybe they choose two. Maybe they do an armory deck for all of the brand new heroes. But I think it was a great way to. This is a new hero. I'm going to get the deck, get some Majestics. I need to get some other Majestics because there's not 3 chums in here. There's not a couple whalers in here, so there's still chase cards I need to get from the set. And then here's where they can put the there wasn't like a legendary equipment in this, so maybe it's pitch it, because I think it could be better of the hero that we want to be good has an armory deck, and the armory deck makes them playable because we can give them 2 or 3 extra Majestics without breaking the set.
I'm gonna say block with it. I don't know if it was really necessary, but I get it. It just feels like the money move, which is fine. But it's hard when you see the capitalism.
Because you don't want Sawbones or Anka in High Seas draft.
Yeah.
So I think that's at least an elegant way. We could say that word for them.
Okay. Perfect. Next up, Ira, Scarlet Revenger.
I'm playing with this one. I think that it's maybe slightly underpowered, but I do think that it's very cool that they gave Ira a way to play the game without just your blues are all 0 cost because you have to play Kadachis. They said, no, if you want, here's some power. If you choose to go with a different weapon, here's a really unique arm and mask to kind of enable a whole new approach and go knock yourself out. So I'm playing with this one.
I think I just dunked on the other one with the Bake Breaker, but this is you can start with this weapon in play. It changes how the hero plays. It changes how the deck works. We're also going to support this specific weapon with equipment pieces. I think an armory deck needs to have a clear reason for you to buy it and I think the equipment pieces do that for this deck. Seek Vengeance is a Command and Conquer effect for when Command and Conquer goes one day. So I think this is a play, and I think the Ira people in my meta were very excited for this and did buy it and did try it out.
I'm also going to play this because of all of the reasons you guys said. I am not an Ira enjoyer, and they really needed to do something cool enough to warrant us to at least purchase it or consider Ira in the playstyle. So I thought that was really cool. Next up, the Living Legends decks, the Viscerai and Prism.
These are such a block. Get these out of my face.
Yeah.
I finally saw someone open up. I think it was the Viscera. No, it was the Prism one. They opened up the Prism one in front of me and played it out of the box. I know San Diego is where Zayne lives. It's kind of close to me. It's kind of far away from Taylor. But I never once thought about buying one of these products or sleeving this up because I wanted this. I know that there was some cosmetic specificities. That's not where I really want our armory decks to go. I would like some functional changes, but I get that was not what this product was for. But why did we make this product? It's for collectors. And you're like, okay, I thought armory decks are for new people. So I'm blocking.
I actually wish that it had more cosmetic differences. They did literally one. And so not even in each deck, as far as I know. I think it's just the cross trap. But if like you want to justify this product existing, like make the whole armor suite different art or something. Like give us different art for a herald. I don't know. Like give us some reason to buy it. Because like as someone who played Prism before she LL'd, I have like zero incentive to buy this. Like outside of the cross strap, which I'm not gonna do. Like I don't know.
Or
it's just weird.
It has the footsteps that are a different flavor, right? And the halo that's a different flavor.
The footsteps are not in the deck. That was in the box.
Oh my god. The footsteps aren't in the deck? This is a block twice then.
Block twice. Yeah, it's a block for me as well. Like
I actually don't.
I don't know where those footsteps are. But some Prism sicko. Prism sickos don't listen to our podcast, I don't think. Sound off if you do, though, in the comments. We're happy to have you.
I actually like Prism, but
yeah, but you're not a sicko. You're sicko in other ways, but you're not a Prism sicko. Yeah. Blocked with it is a dumb, stupid product. Such a stupid product.
Dumb, stupid product.
It is not a pathway into living legend collecting. You just go fucking buy those cards because you're one of the 600 people that's going to play in Worlds, and you can do that. So anyway,
Dumb, stupid products.
Pleiades Armory deck.
I'm going to pitch it. I think it could have been better. I think they gave her a really cool equipment suite, and then similar to Gravy, they just like also printed it in the main set. So it's like kind of takes away some of the shine from buying the Armory deck, but they also gave you Red Boulder Drop. So I don't know. I'll pitch it. I think it's close, but put some more juice in these things, you know?
Yeah, you're making it up. Juice them up, dude.
So I play Flesh and Blood a lot. I know Moment Maker's in there. I don't remember the other exclusive cards. It's not in the palm of your hand. I think it's the one where you can take multiple turns.
It's like
I have not had
Superstar.
That's an aura, I think. The multiple turns card has not been played against me successfully yet. And that deck has been out since September. So it is kind of like, I don't know if we need these things to be stronger or overpowered to make any noise, or I need to play less powerful decks. I guess I was playing a hardcore block deck to mess with them too, though. Oopsie. So my fault. But Moment Maker, I wish there was, I think maybe there's an equipment piece that is like, oh, you have to buy the deck for too. I think overall that just makes me be like, not as excited about it. I didn't buy it. I didn't think about buying it, but that's mainly because why did they want Pleiades to be the good one from this set? Is it because it's the coolest art they thought would be strong? Is it the coolest play patterns they thought would be strong? I think it's a big like question mark in my mind of why did they pick Pleiades on this one to go this way? So I'll pitch it because it doesn't seem like it's all right. Don't buy this. I think if you're a brand new Guardian player, go for it. Yeah, that's actually a great hero to start on because I think she's a bad hero that does very powerful stuff, is what I've heard from some of my friends recently, and it is kind of like that would be a good hero to master. So whenever there's busted cards in Compendium, it's like, here's your Terra Sunder +7 card that only Pleiades can use. It's like, you'll be ready to go.
I think I'm gonna pitch it. It's not that bad. It's probably pretty good. I own it. It's right back there somewhere. I opened it. I got really mad about how Armory decks don't have a deck box. Ripped out the red boulder drops and moved on with my life. So yeah. Last, also Arachne Slip Through the Cracks is not on this list because as of recording it's not out, so we can't say whether or not what we would pitch, play, or block with it. But last one up for Armory decks, Reinar. Reckless Rampage.
I'm gonna let Blake answer this one for me because I'm confident he'll get this one right.
I'm gonna play this one. I don't think it's. I think the only negative that people said about it was it doesn't really feel like you can play it out of the box. I think this is the most like, you know damn well how Reinar works. Go get those other cards. Like, go get your 2 other Beast Within. Go get your Blood Rush Bellows. It kind of, I wish the equipment suite was a little better, but it does have a clear different way to play this. It's a club instead of a new weapon. So maybe that would be another like, oh, it's I don't think this is for new players. This is for here, damn, shut up. Here's how you're gonna get your alpha instincts without it being a $500 chase card in Compendium. Like, just buy it in the Armory deck. It's like, okay, yes, thank you. I do think maybe this is where I'll say this because we don't have another segment after this. Like, Reinar 14th place and 12th place over the weekend at a calling. That has not happened in a long time. I do think the power levels that I am reaching myself as a intermediate to, I don't know, am I the top 10 best Reinar player in the world? Probably not, but I'm the person who's played Reinar top 10 most in the world for sure. So maybe I am top 10 best. Just kidding. Maybe not, but it does feel like it's an actual flesh and blood deck of power levels of like, I feel like this could go toe to toe against Lexi if she had a bad turn. I think this could just run over Dromai of, get the fuck out of here, Dromai. You're not going to steal this game from me. I'm literally going to just run you over. And I am doing that to decks right now. As long as they don't chain disruption, or as long as they're not Syndra into Wrath of Retribution doing 26 damage when I'm at 23 health and they're at 14 and like I have a Blood Rush in hand, as long as I survive. And then they go Wrath of Retribution, I go, all right, I lost because they can do 26 now. It feels like a real deck. I like all of the B chest stuff, and I don't think thought I was going to say that 2 months ago. So play it.
Blake also speaks for me.
Wow.
Great job. I think that sums it up. All right, that's Armory decks. Next up, the new class that we saw.
Necromancer.
That wasn't Pirate. Necromancer. Play it, pitch it, block it.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it with a little less confidence, but I'm gonna play it. I've found that I enjoy the permanent based decks. They're not like the only thing I play like some people, but I do enjoy the different axes that they play on. I think that Necromancer has a lot of potential. I think Gravy is one way to do it. I think that we could see a chain style Necromancer where, you know, shackles or something and then the allies are coming from banish. I think there's a lot of potential with the class in general, and so I'm going to play Necromancer.
Blake.
I'm going to play it. I think this is the part of the podcast where you give credit where credit is due. I think it is different enough than other classes. I think there has been maybe... This feels like Illusionist, just different. And you're like, okay, that's what it would be. Cool. I do like that the bad guys are in your deck. I think if they started off to the side like they were Ash, or what is that guy? Phoenix Flame? If it was like pick an ally to put off to the side.
Those could be in your deck.
Right. But if it was like a dash ability of like pick an ally to put off to the side so you always have them starting off, I'd be like, not my fave, because then they could just always Whaler immediately, or they could always just blah, 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 or it'd be like a cost or whatever. Like, take 6 of your health to play a 6 cost or whatever. I'm glad it's not health-based of minus my health. I think I've seen other decks use that mechanic a lot, like Warlock and Hearthstone, is use my health to get ahead. And like that there's not any cards that do that at all. I like the graveyard, but I have to put something in the graveyard to like wash the sand off their bodies so they're able to come up out of the water. Like the blue water, the yellow golds. Like this is the part of the shit that I like, to be honest. If there was red was blood stained and it made the something work. If you pitched a red, I'd be like, yeah, this is sick. I'm excited to see allies come out of a banished zone for a shadow necromancer. That is clearly what's next. I wish that was what Super Slam was. I wish it was a shadow necromancer. Let's get that as soon as possible. Something that's popped up in my head is like an ally that is stronger if it comes from your arsenal would be a cool mechanic. Maybe there's I'm going to block with my shoes, which is actually a skeleton dude. And I'm going to animate my shoes now. I'm going to animate my arm piece and like have a dude that fights to the left of me. He has all 4 of my equipment pieces fully animated. That would be sick. Like, I think there's a lot of there's heroes that don't inspire me. And then like Necromancer, I'm like, I can't wait to see what they do next. And that's a play for me.
Block with it for me. I think it takes a lot of years to go to necro school, and for them to boil it down to just put guys in the graveyard and then play them from there is good. Like, I don't really like it. The thing I like about Necromancer is that we have Necromancer in the game. And all of the shit Blake said about the potential of the class would be way cooler to me than the current Necromancer we have. So I'm going to block with current Necromancer, but that's only because of my own personal tastes. And I just don't like the mechanics of Gravy Bones. He doesn't feel like a Necromancer. He doesn't feel like a pirate. He just feels like a guy who has to jump through hoops so he can get these dudes to work for him for free, basically.
Thank fucking God, because he has 6 pitch floating. Like, if there wasn't hoops, we'd all be screwed.
There's not enough hoops, and the hoops aren't really that fun, in my opinion. So, anyway, block with it. Yep. But I'm excited for more Necromancer stuff. I would love more Necromancer stuff. Okay, policy things here. Winning a PQ and then not getting to play PQs anymore. How do we feel about this? Pitch, play, block.
I'll go with play. I think it's a good change for the majority of the community, and I understand why people are annoyed, and I still think it's a good change for the majority of the community.
I have never won a PQ. This is a positive thing for people like me. If I didn't play it, it'd be weird. I have seen rumblings on Twitter where this is our most attended ProQuest thing, so they're doing something right. I think this is a decision that is maybe something right more than something wrong. I would like this to stick around.
It's a play it for me as well. I'm going to sum it up with a BlueSky message from our boy Ronnie, who's been a fan for a long time. Shout out to him or them. They're fantastic. They said something along the lines of, if I want a PQ, I would then help my friends test for the next PQ with meaningful reps because I'm not banned from playing the game. There you go. And if you think also that it like messes up your carpool to the freaking PQ because that person won and now you don't have a ride, like, why don't you drive or ask another friend to drive? This is not a thing. It's not a real problem. Play it. Win your PQ. Enjoy your time off. Or don't. Still hang out with your friends.
All I want to do is play this game I love.
You still can, Blake, as much as you want. Silver Age, replacing Blitz. Blitz being a forgotten format now.
Well, I'll play that Sage is replacing Blitz. I think Sage is spiritually what Blitz was intended to be and what it kind of was for a time, but it quickly became not, and now Sage is accomplishing what Blitz was setting out to do. So we're playing it.
Sweet.
I played Blitz once or twice a year. Whenever Sage came out, I played Sage for probably 2 or 3 weeks consistently until I got owned by the Terra deck. I haven't played it since. I think it is... I've heard the thought process of, I want to play this game that you love, but I cannot play it financially. So I'm not going to play it. And you're like, now is this the time I can literally drag a friend? Here's your Dawnblade. Here's your Sage deck. Let's go play Sage. Swing your Dawnblade as much as possible. Yes, you're using Driving Blade probably instead of way better cards, and Driving Blade's going to suck. But like they're not going to have as good an options to block you. So it's like, okay, I think people have wrapped their head around it. Unfortunately, it took a hard hit for me when Chain won the first one. And I roll my eyes and go, of course he did. And everyone goes, well, if you don't want to play against Chain, just vote him out or play a deck that counters Chain. And it's like, that didn't work for 100 people at that Battle Harden. What are you not understanding about this game is balanced around 4-card hands and Chain has 9 fucking cards. Like, since 2022 now, I've been saying this. Like, kill me.
Circle back to
2021.
Zayne talking about RuneGate Chain and his hero ability. So what are you doing with this format, Blake?
Oh, I am glad it's here. We should vote out Chain every time. It's a pitch it. I'll get back to it later.
I think Sage over Blitz here. Blitz is still fun, but Sage replacing Blitz, it's a huge play for me. I think it's a great win. It's a super fun format. I'm having a great time. I'm excited if I scrub out at the Gigaba this weekend that we'll get to then play in a little Sage tournament as well. And same thing at Seattle. I'll be at Seattle if you've made it 2 hours into this podcast. Please come and say hi. Love to see you there. And I don't know who you are probably because we're internet friends. So tell me who you are. Anyway, and then if we scrub out, we get to play Sage, which I'm excited for. Play it. Play Sage. It's super fun. How about Living Legend experiment we had this year as a real competitive format?
This is probably the weirdest one to answer just because of obviously how the priorities have clearly changed. But I guess I'll say pitch it, even though, like, let's revisit it in a little while, I guess. Yeah, let's pitch to the bottom, see what happens when it comes back around. I think they need to decide what it is. Is it the most broken thing ever, or is it not? Some heroes shouldn't have access to the most broken thing ever if others don't. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe a mistake, maybe not. Ultimately, it was a fun spectacle for Worlds. I think most players... I don't want to speak for most players. I think a lot of players found that they enjoyed it more than they thought they would. And there's also a lot of valid criticism. Blah, 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 blah. All I have to say, I think it's a pitch. I think it's a mixed bag for sure.
I think I'm one of the least qualified people to talk about this. I did 0 testing. I have not played an LL deck. Oh wait, I did try out the Chris Ioli Dromai thing, and I was playing Dromai and beating people on other decks, and it was like, this is kind of cool. Of why is Dromai so good, which she doesn't pitch at all, and she just has permanents, and if you there's these cards where it's like, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like name a card, they can't play it or whatever. Chains of Eminence. So it's like, okay, that can maybe stop, but then they just do the thing next time. But it's like Kyloria. I beat a Dio on or on Dromite, which is insane. Like just testing out in playtest, but maybe that person was just trying out in playtest. But it's because my Kylorias took their cerebellum processors, and they couldn't do a complete combo because I had the cerebellum processor. And it was like, that's sick. I like that there's all these interactions. Do we talk about Blitz format in a positive thing from Worlds San Jose? No. 5 years from now, will we talk about Living Legend in a positive thought process of the other American worlds? Why is it always Worlds America where we screw everything up? I think we're going to go. That was kind of weird that we played Living Legend that year. So I'm not qualified, but I'll block with it.
I think I'm going to pitch it. I think it was cool. We tried something new. I was happy to see it on the stream. There was a lot of negativity about it, and it certainly wasn't rolled out in the best way, but let's pitch it. Let's revisit. Like Zayne, I completely agree with Zayne. Moving on, last two here, unless anybody remembers anything. Content Creator Grant. Block it, pitch it, play it.
Block, I guess. I don't know. Pitch it. Sure. I don't care. This does nothing for me.
I think this should have been not publicized. I think this should have just been 5 emails where people open up and they go, we just want to upgrade your cameras. We really like you guys. Keep it up. I think telling everybody about it introduces a level of competition or a level of left out, especially having 10 people and going, 5 of you aren't good enough. And these are the 5 we did pick. I was kind of, I don't run a company. Maybe I don't have good ideas. I think it's up to every one of you guys to this. Why are you guys still listening to this? But it is like if we're upgrading cameras, I don't think that's a good use of $25,000 for a creator fund. I think they're watching the content anyway. How do we make more content that people are already watching? If they're already watching the content, we don't need to make the content look better. That is such a low priority thing where it's like, it's cool that all you guys got new cameras, but that doesn't make the content better. So, okay. Or it makes it look better, but not better content, reaching more people, more volume of content. Like the number one show that they have said is the number one show, 3 Floating, uses purposely worse cameras. That's not the limiting reagent on this reaction of reaching more audience. So, cool.
I'm going to say block with it. I, in spirit, like the idea. Execution was very bad. Congratulations to everybody who got the money, but block with it. Try again if you want to, show how different you are as a game and how you support your content creators. Try again. Block with it. Back to deck building. Last thing. Player of the Year World Tour stuff.
Player of the Year. I do not care. Block.
That's all you're saying, Zayne? Okay. I think it's definitely I wish that $100,000. I wish that $15,000 that goes to the other one from America or Europe or whatever. It's cool that Brody got $100,000. I don't think that's where I would prioritize money in making. We should maybe make better wizard cards over the last 5 years for $100,000. We should maybe make the Blue Six get there before Worlds. Is that where we could have spent our $100,000 on? I feel like there's a lot of other things. It kind of sucks that you gave us a number to always criticize with of, oh, this is where we could have used Brody's $100,000 the next time you have a bad keynote speech and nothing happens. Or if there's a keynote speech that you don't release 5 cards or tell us anything about, we could go, oh, I wish they had used Brody's money on this. But that's probably the rudest thing I'll say. Also, every single time coming back from a commercial, welcome to World Tour it's the Calling. It's the Calling LA. It's not World Tour LA because Brody gets $100,000. We spent another $100,000 probably switching our brand that we had built up for 5 years already. It's just another like, who are making these decisions? I haven't run a business, but it is, why are we spending so much money changing what we have gotten our audience used to? Also, battle hardens are going to be called showdowns now. You're like, oh, what? Okay.
That's not until next year. That could be on next year's podcast, the name change. I'm going to block with it. It was the least exciting thing that I would put it up there with some of the armory decks that we talked about. Who cares? It's for 1% of 1% of people.
I have a fact check.
1%, yeah.
Yes,
I have a fact check. You kept saying 100. You kept saying 100,000, and I was like, that just doesn't sound right. It was 100,000 pool, so in total it was 100,000, but the winner got 25.
So it's 25 plus 15 plus 15 plus what?
25, 15 to the 2 other regional champs, and then 3 10Ks to all the second placers.
Stop. Question.
Oh, and then 5Ks for third place, yeah.
Stop. How much money did Brody Spurlock get?
25.
I have watched multiple streams. Every single time they mentioned $100,000, I thought that was going to the winner. Am I stupid? Did everyone know that? Is this like, if we're making fun of Brody for having 100 grand and he only has 25, that kind of sucks for him. Does everyone, is it Blake? You literally don't listen to the stream because you're for the reasons everybody would know. Like, is it like everybody knew it was just $25,000, or they literally every single time they mentioned, they said $100,000? I know they probably said prize pool, but I
don't know.
I have no clue, Blake. I am blocking with this as well. Who cares? We don't even know how much money everybody is winning. Blocked with it. It doesn't matter.
I'm not saying I would.
I actually think it's a decent idea. I don't know if money is like the way that you incentivize it. Like, what if it was like you earned the right to be on a card? This is a bad example because Brody already did that. But like, like what if there was like you got a special promo or a hero, or I don't know, like just making it like a financial thing removes any buy-in I would have, because like I don't care if Brody gets money. Like, I like Brody, cool, good for him. But like, if it was like, ooh, the winner got to put a calling in their own city or blah 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 blah, like there's just more reason for people to care.
That's actually
than just
a really cool idea.
Money.
Of there's going to be a calling in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, not because we picked that. It's because that's where the best player in the world lives. Like, that's so much cooler than here's $25,000. And it would be funny if Brody just has 4 cards that look like him, and it's like, is this a character in this world, or the same dude just keeps winning all the prizes?
It's just so weird, because the best way to do it is to be rich enough to fly around the world, have access to a visa, and then also be good at the game, right? So that's like, that just narrows down the pool, right? And then, to make it money-based just feels like, well, who cares? I'm already so far behind, because of all of the socioeconomic things, which I get. It's a luxury hobby, but Zayne's ideas are great. I'd love it if it was like slightly different. I think also I almost said pitch it, because I'm like, well, in like 15 years, when the game is so big and we have so many, hopefully, people that can travel on the world tour, who knows what it's called by then, the universal compendium
it's back to Battle Hardened.
Yeah, the Battle Hardened tour in 15 years. We're revamping that. That there will be so many pro players at that level who travel the world, who are in tournaments, who have rivalries, where there's like freaking actual story and people to root for, because they're like, that's like the weirdest thing about the game, right? It was like when I was a rock climber. Ugh, I hate saying that. When I used to participate in that hobby,
When I climbed rocks,
you could fucking show up to the cliff, and then guys who are on magazines or sponsored or whatever, who are in quotations famous, would be there like right next to you, and you could be like, sweet dude, and bump his fist. You know what I mean? And you could fucking do the same thing with the people in this game. It's like, you know, you could high five Michael Hamilton as he walks by, or, you know, you could be peeing in the same urinal right next to some other guy named Michael who's good at the game, or you're at the same restaurant with the other guy who's also named Michael who's good at the game. You know, it's like they're not so far removed that they like have fans, or that fandom is at the way it is here in the United States or whatever. I don't know if it's like that in every country. So that's like, in a while, that'd be good. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. We've been here for far too long.
I have another idea. I'm just full of ideas for this now, because there's so many ways you can take this that are actually good.
Hire Zayne.
Okay, there's currently 3 region groups, right? Americas, Asia Pacific, Europe. Split Americas into 2: North America, South America. Show South America some love.
Thank you.
Then the top 8 players from each region get invited to the Invitational in New Zealand. They get paid for. Then you have a regional crew battle where the regions you get to cheer for your region to like win the crew battle against the other top 8 players from Europe or Asia Pacific. That is how the Invitational should have been. That is what this should have been. That would have been way cooler, and we would have had reason to care.
Boom. Did it. Great idea.
But
love it.
Shouldn't it be the person who spends the most money on the cards that goes there too? Like, is there a way we could get whales in there, or maybe article writers, or
Hey, I wrote an article. Go read it.
So my not leading question, like, it seemed like we liked the sets, but all of the decisions outside of the sets are a little wonky this year. And that's kind of how I have felt a lot. Because Junted didn't have my favorites. I didn't play anybody from whatchamacallit. I don't have a hero this year that I put a lot of effort into besides RKO. And maybe that's my fault. But
it's hard because 2024 was all-timer year. All-timer year. You know what I mean? And so we're kind of comparing it to that. Like, that was kind of the peak so far, in my opinion. Which felt like, to me, then got like the end of that was Junted. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck yes, we just did all of this sick shit in 2024, and then we're getting Junted, bro. Let's go. Anyway.
That's kind of what I was trying to say, I guess. I'm not trying to... Ooh, what would be your ABC score here of like this year? It's like solid B.
Solid B.
Yep.
It's a bad time to be a solid B if the League of Legends card game is going to come eat your lunch in your player base.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
We'll find out. We'll find out. Anyway, everybody, thank you for being here. We weathered the freaking storms of Zayne's internet, which appears to be working perfectly now here right at the end. I don't know what the mystery is there, but I appreciate everybody. Like we had at the beginning of the episode, we are going to be doing a live show December 16th, 7 p.m. North American West Coast time. I want to see everybody there. Our people in Brazil, we want to see you there in the chat. Our people on the East Coast, we want you there. If you're in a different country, make it happen. This is the last time you're going to hear us before we turn a whole other year older. So get in there. It's on YouTube, 7 p.m., December 16th. Be there. Great episode. I freaking love you guys. Thank you for podcasting. It was a super long day for me, but it makes it easy when I get to go, well, you know what? I'm going to freaking hang out with my bro dogs, broing down on our broadcast. I can handle a long day because I'll get to unwind with y'all. So that's great. Anybody got anything else they want to say before we get out of here?
It's been an honor for another year with the boys. Zayne, do it in 3 seconds, okay?
Woo. Our best one yet.
Oh, God.
Taylor had to jinx
hope
my internet
this
there
was-
right at the end.
Fuck. I hope people appreciate the Zayne bad internet joke through this whole podcast. All right.
It's just a
End
bit.
recording.
The whole thing is a bit. It's performative.